Hi, and welcome back. Today we have a special guest to talk about, and that is the all-new 2022 Ford Expedition Timberline Edition. As we all know by now, and like I said it before, in my previous Ford Expedition review, it's a full-size SUV with 3-row seats, and it's a direct competitor to other full-size SUVs in its own segment, such as the 2022 Chevrolet Suburban, the GMC Yukon, and the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Just a quick notice, I really like this Timberline Easter egg embossed on the bottom right of the bumper, and I really love those C-shaped daytime running LEDs wrapping around the headlights as well, very nice indeed. This Timberline trim, which I recorded, is one of the most top trim levels of the Expedition lineup, so for that, it has almost all the bells and whistles to offer. Let's see the Goodyear Wrangler tires, and the size are 265 on the width, 70 series sidewall, and 18 inches, which is not so big as I thought it would be. It looks glossy and well polished, but honestly, this design is not really my cup of tea. But what I really like about this trim is that it offers up to 4 or 5 cameras in total for visibility purposes of your surroundings when viewing in 360 degrees on the infotainment touch screen, which is the same feature coming from the top of the line Expedition trim, so it's a huge deal. You can pause the video to read the information, and also the sticker price for the 2022 Timberline sits right above $70,000 US. I really love this tasteful Timberline badge, and there are more badges around this SUV, so keep watching. Like I said before, this latest and greatest body design looks absolutely beautiful, but at least from the side profile, it hasn't changed a bit from the previous 2021 Expedition, but only in some noticeable areas were refreshed. So yeah, it's more than just a facelift, but at the same time, not an overall major change, to say the least. But what really sets this Timberline Expedition apart from the rest of other trims is that the Expedition branding, which you can see here, it's all dark grey colour with matte finish, while the other trim levels, the branding usually comes in shiny and glossy silver colour. And let's not forget about the Ford badge as well, which is usually known as the blue oval Ford badge for decades, but this time in this Timberline trim, as you may have seen it already, the Ford badge is all black colour, which makes it look special. But in the end, I really love the overall color scheme on this Timberline edition. So, what do you think about this 2022 Expedition? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. As for my close friends, I beg you to stop sending your comments on WhatsApp, because this way, my channel will never grow at all. And as you're watching this video, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much. Now let's see the interior, starting with the door panel, which looks absolutely beautiful, but unfortunately, I don't see much contrasty color tones for the whole cabin. But at least, there is some beautiful red stitching across the whole interior, which resembles the color scheme of the Timberline Expedition. This speaker cover looks nice and tasteful. And there's also a decent amount of door pocket with 2 cup holders, which is so useful. And also, all the front seats are fully electric assist for more ergonomic adjustments. The first thing you'll see once you climb inside the front seat is the whole dash, which looks absolutely stunning. And also the steering wheel, as well as the digital gauge cluster, which looks fantastic, but I wish if they removed this old school looking hood. Surprisingly, one thing missing on the dash though is the head-up display, which is very strange for a so high trim Expedition not to have this sort of feature. I still love the design of the door panel, which looks just amazing. As you can see here, this ginormous touchscreen is a lot bigger than the XLT trim screen, for example, but we'll get to that in a minute. But I really love this design of the dash, with 2 sets of glove boxes, but this was originally taken from the F-150, which adds more practicality to a good use, for more convenience. Very nice indeed. As I mentioned earlier, this ginormous touch screen has a donut-looking volume knob at the bottom, and it's about 15.5 inches, which is incredibly huge. And it's way bigger than a lower Expedition trim levels touch screen, which is about 10 inches. But what I really like about this setup is that they have removed too many and unnecessary buttons and switches and knobs, but left just a small number of buttons along with this big knob in order to keep things very clean and more cost-friendly than having a setup with physical buttons. And as you just saw now, there is a phone storage with a wireless charging pad along with wireless connectivities such as Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and also there are multiple selections of driving modes for your preferred driving experience and for more heavy towing. This is also one of the best features you'll get from this trim, and that is a big storage under the armrest, but it's not just a regular storage. It's a built-in cooling fridge from a brand called Dometic, and it's a custom-made for full-size trucks and SUVs, just like the one I showed you in my previous video with the 2022 Expedition XLT trim. And it's capable of keeping drinks ice cold, and it has 2 USB ports and a power switch. There is also an auto-dimming feature added to this Timberline package, which is a must-have. In my previous video, I was disappointed at the XLT Expedition for not having any sunroof at all, but this time I'm so happy to see a big panoramic sunroof in the Timberline trim, so thank you. Now let's jump into the back. Continuing with the back door panel, which looks exactly the same as the front door panels, but it's designed in backwards. Still, it looks so exquisite and beautiful with these soft materials. But this time, and unlike the front doors, there is an extra small door pocket right under the door handle. Other than that, this tasteful looking speaker cover is just the same as the ones at the front. As you can see here, the legroom is absolutely spacious, and so is the gap under the front seat, which is excellent. Well, there is a lot going on in the back seat and in the third row seat as well, such as a separate climate control panel, but this one is single, unlike the dual climate controls at the front seat. Moving on, 2 USB ports, a 230 volt with 150 watt fast charging feature, a cubby storage for smartphones, and 2 cup holders. We also have a completely flat floor with no bump in the middle, leaving more extra legroom for more ergonomics in terms of comfort. Very nice. Moving on to the third row seat, you'll see all the necessities are included, such as more USB ports, more cup holders, more pockets, and more ceiling vents, just like the ones on top of the second row. And even the legroom is so spacious as well. And finally, let's not forget about the cargo storage, which is so big, even if the third row seat is not folded at all. And that's it for now. So like always, if you enjoyed my blabbering, please hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel, as it'll help a lot to grow. And lastly, be sure to stick around so you can watch more videos at the last 10 seconds of this video. So until next time, peace.